Hello and welcome to another Hate Watchers video. Today we have a compilation video of the funniest clips of the first season of House of the Dragon. No further introduction needed, let's jump right into it. Spoilers ahead for season 1.
Martin lovingly calls the show Hot D. Yes, seriously. In fact, Martin is really into Hot D. Hot D fills him with a sense of pride and joy, and he thinks of Hot D when the night is dark and full of terrors. Corlys Velaryon. In the books, the Velaryon family is very closely related to the Targaryens, and that holds true in this retelling, as you can see with the close resemblance. King Viserys gives the young woman a hefty sniff. This quickly devolves into Daemon asking Otto Hightower, "Hey, how's your dead wife?" And everyone has a hearty laugh. Yeah, Otto, you and your dead wife seeing this shit? With Hightower horribly maimed, Daemon rides right over to the guy's sister and asks for her favor. If that isn't pimpin', I don't know what is. While everyone else is having fun in the sun, the queen dies. Daemon tells Viserys,
"You're weak, Viserys."
And the king proves him wrong by immediately cutting himself on a chair. The hand of the king, Otto Hightower, basically tells Corlys to get to the back of the bus. Otto, feeling like he's on a roll and being the giant sexist that he is, tells her she should go back to the kitchen to suggest the Knight Chosen should have some combat experience under his belt. Of course, she then chooses a knight based on something else he has below his belt. Cutting back to the king, we find him trying to impress his daughter's underage friend by showing off his Lego collection.
"Do you like my Legos?"
As the two enter the gardens, the king looks around nervously for any sign of Sir Chris Hansen asking him to take a seat. We catch up later with the king, who finds himself with another unaccompanied minor, Alicent Hightower. Just as the tension was building both above and below the table, Alicent's father Otto, being the giant cockblock that he is, enters the room to report urgent news to the king. And the king is all, "But I was just about to come." She can't find any spots, so she just parks her dragon in the middle of the bridge. Women drivers, am I right? Back in King's Landing, Lionel Strong advises the king, saying, "Dude, you should totally marry that small child."
What's to mislike?
She is 12.
Daemon then makes sure to repay one of his captured soldiers for their loyalty. Seemingly deposed of her claim to the throne, Rhaenyra has turned into your typical hippie, drug-using college student. Trumpwin Lannister then snaps his fingers, telling Rhaenyra to go make him a sandwich. Trumpwin goes on to tell Rhaenyra,
Casterly Rock has the biggest tower, okay? The biggest, most beautiful tower in the Seven Kingdoms. It's huge. And I'll build you a dragon pit, and the Crabfeeders are gonna pay for it.
After tasting the roofies, Rhaenyra gives the wine back to him. Otto makes a very Targaryen proposal by suggesting Rhaenyra be married off to her 2-year-old half-brother, Prince Aegon. I'm not gonna make one, but there's an egg on her face joke to be made here. Harvey Weinstein bursts into their camp and quickly gets on top of Rhaenyra, drooling on her in between heavy breaths. What the fuck is going on in these? That is until Laenor Velaryon starts dragging D's nuts across the Crabfeeder's face. Daemon emerges from a nearby cave with half of the Crabfeeder. Hopefully one day they can defeat the other half of him. This horny 9-year-old steps up to the plate and gets bullied.
"The princess has a dragon, you dumb cunt."
Daemon returns victorious to his brother King Viserys like, "Sup, fuckers?" Daemon and Viserys mend their relationship, while Alicent and Rhaenyra cannot because female grudges are forever. The king sends Queen Alicent a 3 a.m. "You up?" messenger. We find out that Lionel Strong has been made Hand of the King. "Take my strong hand." In a garden, we find out this cripple must be an ancestor of Littlefinger because he's acting like a real sneaky bitch, as Rhaenys pegs her son as a homosexual. Man, pegs was a poor choice of words. Rather than face the inevitable Twitter mob after just committing a hate crime, Cole tries to commit Sudoku. This goat nearby talks some mad shit and then gets torched. Queen Alicent makes claims to the king that Rhaenyra's children are not Laenor's, and the king starts talking about horses banging. Daemon pretends that he reads books. He then accuses Sir Harwin of fathering Rhaenyra's kids.
"You are the father!"
So Helena is King Viserys' child, making her Rhaenyra's half-sister, which would make her Jacaerys' aunt? God damn. Targaryen family trees must look like a 2-year-old trying to connect the dots. Hearing that there may be some impending incest, King Viserys celebrates like a true Targaryen. To emphasize how serious she is about this offer, Rhaenyra starts spewing milk from her nipples. But now he's created an opening for the hand job. I mean the king's hand job. I mean the hand of the king job. And we see Otto Hightower got the hand job he had been craving. And it takes 6 men to hoist Lyanna's fat ash into the sea. At the wake, everyone looks around at each other dramatically for like 15 minutes. And Aegon is trying to fucking party. High out of his mind, Laenor wanders into the sea. Corlys wants to kick this party up a notch and asks Sir Carl to grab the Patron. King Viserys has started to wear a crown to hide his balding head. Man, her eventual therapist is gonna be the richest person in the 7 Kingdoms. Then they plow on the beach, because no amount of sand in her vagina can cause her as much pain as she feels in her soul. He goes full Chris Brown on a girl's face, and then Daemon's kids and Rhaenyra's kids show him how they do it in the streets of Flea Bottom. Trying to lighten the mood, King Viserys asks the recently half-blinded kid to look at him, and he gets a few chuckles from the crowd. Daemon doesn't know what to do with his hands, so he copies Rhaenyra. We see Sir Carl pretending he wasn't staring at Daemon's butt. Laenor and Carl start sword fighting, but not the kind of sword fighting the lovers usually engage in. Putting the FUN fun in funeral weekend, we wrap it up with Rhaenyra's wedding. Daemon digs into a steaming pile of crap and pulls out a dragon's egg. Daemon tells Rhaenyra she's getting fat like in the books.
Back in my day, common whores only cost a nickel.
King Biden makes the kids uncomfortable and they start crying. Vaemond arrives just to fuck everything up. We get a nice family photo of Queen Alicent and the band of freaks she calls children. The king's crown falls off and everyone sees he's bald. Daemon dares Vaemond to call him a cracker.
Say it.
And Daemon tries his hand at being a barber. It doesn't go well. She's warned it's bad luck to look upon the face of death, but she says it's okay because it's only half a face now. The kids take advantage of the emotional moment to sneak some alcohol. And Alicent tells her dad his dying wish was for Aegon to be king, and for his disease to go away, but you only get one dying wish. Lord Beesbury isn't down for treason, and Sir Criston Cole makes the old man eat his peas. Otto says to leave Beesbury's body there as a warning to other stubborn old men. Aemond wants to join the search because 3 eyes are better than 2. Otto says to take a knee if you don't have a foot fetish. This woman realizes she's in the wrong meeting, and they kindly escort her out. Aegon loses a game of hide and seek, so he immediately switches to playing tag. Otto is rolling a joint when his daughter comes in. Larys Clubfoot tells Alicent that he's opening a foot fetish brothel called Club Feet. Alicent decides to interview for a job at the new club. The interview is going quite well, and she sees John Malkovich hanging after he had an accident relating to autoerotic asphyxiation in Club Feet. Turns out there's Black Friday sales deals so low even sheep couldn't resist them. A bunch of guards try and kill him, but they all just miss as he walks past them. Aegon pumps his fist to the coronation music. The crowd scatters to go find deals of their own. Rhaenys sideswipes a few people on the way out and gets out of there before they catch her license plate, and the episode ends with a shot of Alicent's face, twisted by jealousy that she didn't save big on a new dragon with 1.9% APR. Luke is just a zoomer, so he says Driftmark isn't bussin'. Ray says she wasn't ready either for her big important duties when she was his age. Rhaenyra has an upset stomach. Turns out it's not one of her big queenly duties, but yet another baby that's coming early. Jacaerys is taking out his teenage sexual frustration on his younger brother Luke. Rhaenyra tells her boys Grandpappy has gone to live on a farm. Jacaerys tries to stop Daemon from leaving because he has enough daddy issues already. Rhaenyra keeps screaming throughout all of this, just looking for attention. Being strong and independent, she pushes the baby out all on her own. But the baby's dead, so it doesn't count. The Blacks will be supported by the Starks because of their honor and shit, and will be opposed by the Lannisters. So I guess we figured out who the good guys in this show are. This old guy's like, fuck all this talk. Let's rock and roll with your dragons. Rhaenyra tells Otto he's wearing too many pieces of flair and removes one for him. The Grand Maester gives Rhaenyra the book page she mindlessly ripped out of a book in the first episode. Like she's gonna remember that after having 5 children, a stillbirth, her father dying, marrying Daemon, faking her husband's death, her lover boy getting burned alive, and her father banging her best friend. Daemon says,
Let's get ready to rumble!
but Rhaenyra says no.
Corlys says Otto Hightower used to treat him differently because of the color of his skin, and pledges House Velaryon to Rhaenyra's cause. Rhaenyra says she won't do the first blow in the war, which is a poor choice of words for someone everyone keeps calling a whore.